going to be looking for is what our overall enemy set's going to be. And we are off and underway.
Yep, so both of our runners, obviously starting with the wood sword as is, is rolled for these seeds. And the decision to go to 1 or 3 first really depends on the runner's comfort with their screen scroll ability. So both of them opting to go over to 3. We do see blue and red dark nuts on the overworld to begin. So not a bad idea for farming.
The thing is though, our orange dark nuts here have rolled up in HP. And plus the screen has gorillas on it also, which are pretty aggressive. Probably one of the more aggressive enemies in the game. Like to throw their boomerangs wherever they want, whenever they want. As you see, Antlerz taking an unfortunate death before he can get into the Vanilla 3 cave, where we find level 8.
Now, level 8 does have 3 items for it. It also has a Patra right off the bat, so not exactly the first thing you want to see. We see a ladder block there for 2 doors that will require a key. So a good find for our runners might be the any key. If they can find it early in these seeds, we'll have to determine what they come across as it progresses. So
yeah, absolutely. So we do have our ropes though. This is a nice enemy set so far. Ropes are pretty squishy, go down 1 hit. Willard gonna grab that bomb off the ground. Good to have 4 bombs under their belt.
Yep, you do want to see bomb packs as soon as possible and as frequently as possible. Now, one nice thing that we do see in this seed so far from Willard's side is we do have the ropes rolling at their normal HP. Just takes 1 sword slash to bring them down, which is really fortunate because we have seen that those have been pretty beefy so far in the other rolls for them. Willard grabs a clock here and is able to take down the Gibdos and the Pole's voice. It's just going to take a little while for that. But we see Antlerz taking down this Patra with a wood sword and green mail and 3 hearts. That's just about as brave as you can get with it, because those are not easy bosses. You see them all over the place in Vanilla level 9, and nothing comes out of that Patra for Antlerz. So what a bout of disappointment right there. We're going to see Willard block clip into this diamond staircase and finds a transport stair in level 8, which is pretty standard, and a manhandler is over here on the other side to say hello.
Manhandler in a room where you can't really navigate is kind of a pain. Get some more bombs though, gonna go top back up off at 8. Level 8 not being exactly friendly so far.
You're very right. Now, we do see these Tektites. Looks like they only also take 1 sword slash to bring down. So a lot of the times, it's nice to see these enemies with lower HP in vanilla roll to what you're expecting to have to do for damage. But sometimes it is a little bit more difficult. We see Keese too when they take 2 or 3 sword slashes. It's just kind of demoralizing.
We do have a extra set of stairs, so we have at least 1 segment here in this level 8.
Yep, so we find a room full of ropes. Now, these runners are looking for 3 items in level 8 here. As mentioned, they do have a pretty good chance of running into something along the way, and the something for Willard just happens to be the Triforce right now. Looks like he's not going to stop and grab that yet. I don't entirely blame him. There is plenty of the level left to dig, I'm sure.
The thing though, this early in the seed is it's right next to level 1. It's right next to where we begin. And with as big as level 8 can be, a lot of people will just grab that and come back here if they have to. Because you could be here for a long time trying to dig this level up.
Yep, absolutely. And it's hard to say really what the combat is going to be, but for Willard, we just found out that it will be a Patra in a shutter door room. So can he bomb out of here? It's hard to say. Well, we'll see how and if he can take this down this Patra.
Doing good so far. Yep, that might have been a little bit too close to that. Nice, you get your voices expanding, and we'll see if we can get down this round.
Yep, and there's our first item in level 8 is the book. Antlerz decides not to take that as Willard takes a death to the Patra. Very good effort, but yeah, those are super, super tough even when you have the red ring and when you have anything but the wood sword. Those are not to be trifled.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, finding the book in level 8 is a little bit demoralizing. It's going to do absolutely nothing for us in this set of flags. We don't have a wand yet, so we can't even use it to open up level 8.
Yep, so Willard is going to duck out of level 8 for now and head up more towards the center. Probably gonna go up here and check the shops and the Armos item if it's up here. So we'll see if that's shuffled around to this. We see the meat there for 73, and I think the blue ring there was for 250, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so. It was pretty close to what its average price was.
In any case, we know it's expensive.
And our Armos item is just a heart container, so probably not the best of Armos items for us.
Yep, but we are about to find out what this medium secret is. So Antlerz finds a mugger room and opts to leave. The medium secret, of course, there rolled down 1 rupee, so 29 from the normal 30. Not too bad.
So that's actually a good mugger room for Antlerz to find. He only has 3 hearts. So what he did is, by giving up 1 heart, he went into zombie mode, so now he's basically in one-hit KO, but it really didn't cost him anything.
Yep, so that's not too bad. It's as far as, you know, scenarios you could be put in. Another mugger room you like to see is when you've picked up the any key and it is asking for keys. You can bypass it by just taking the key option if available. Now, I think that we just saw the red Octorox may have rolled up to 2 HP. Ultimately not too bad, but still, you know, not the best thing. And we find level 1 at level 1, another dungeon with 3 items. So both of our runners in a pretty good spot right now to find something that could give them an advantage over the other. It just depends on the combat here in level 8 and in level.
The one benefit for this being level 1, though, is it's a smaller dungeon. There's, as you said, 3 items. 2 of them are going to be on the ground, one of them in a staircase. With it being smaller, it tends to be kind of key heavy, though. So we may need quite a few keys to get through here. We'll see what happens.
Yep, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Gibdos may have rolled down too, which is nice because they are pretty damaging enemies, and generally they take quite a bit of time to... Not as much as Pole's voices, but either way, we do find the heart container there on the floor in level 1.
And another heart container in a staircase. That does give him 6, though. So now we are guaranteed to see what our white sword item is once he gets over there.
Yep, and with the heart container shuffled into the item pool for this seed, for these brackets, it's entirely possible that the white sword item, the more heart containers we find in dungeons, the more possible that it could be something critical to finish this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's
Antlerz also grabbing a heart.
Yep, picking up that same heart as Willard. Finds the blue Landmolas who are not happy to see him there. Or they're very happy to see him there, and they just want to give...
Antlerz about to get heart number 2, as Willard is going to scooch by the Landmola. Go to this next room here, and it's another mugger.
Yep, so there's the heart container gone for Willard, but, you know, still likely that he'll be able to pick another one up before checking that white sword item. Still at this point, you know, has a good chance of picking it up. I think a 66% chance. So he's in good shape. Here's an Aquamentus just, you know, doing his thing. And guarding nothing. Antlerz gets bopped by that second blue Landmola. Almost took him down, but just took 1 too many hits there.
And there's our Triforce on the ground in level 1. Will thinks about it, is going to pass it and see if he can get that last floor item.
The compass right above the Triforce room, not optimally helpful.
Can't bomb around. Willard's going to grab the Triforce in level 1 and take a 1-count lead at the moment.
Yep. And until you find that map, it's kind of difficult play, especially early on in the game, to make the choice to use all your bombs to explore the potential bomb holes. But Antlerz has located the any key in level 1, which is our 3rd item.
Yeah, so that solves his key issues. You won't need the keys throughout the rest of the seed. You can ignore what I was saying about level 1 being key heavy. Well, it was key heavy, just not in the wrong way. That's
exactly the kind of key heavy you're looking for it to be. But we do see Willard has returned to level 1 and will be able to find this item if he digs in the right location. I missed where the Aniki actually was in the dungeon, but there can't be too many rooms, and eventually he'll either run across the map or the Aniki if he digs for long enough. Or,
right there.
walk. It's a very fortunate find, and after 2 items in the Triforce, Willard is done with level 1. Hoping for a bomb drop from these gorillas on the overworld. Gets one. Yep, 2 heart containers and the any key in level 1 for the question in chat about the 3rd item. So
Willard going to the grave.
That's the one. It's gonna attempt the screen scroll over to the forgotten spot just to check out the shop here.
With him checking most of the other shops, I think he knows his candle is here. So that could be why it's coming this direction now. 59 rupees, he has a good shot at picking it up. We'll see exactly how much it costs us. Nope, never mind, it's in the candle shop.
Eventually we'll see, for sure. Willard is headed over to check the Armos item original vanilla location, so we'll see is the item he... Oh, no, actually, sorry, we found it under the blue ring shop, I lied.
Yeah, this should be our candle spot here.
And the price was right. We picked up the candle there for 53 rupees, so Willard will now be able to access the vanilla level 8 location. And is heading over to 6. The vanilla 6 location thankfully just has some rocks here raining down upon him from the screen below 6, which can be pretty nasty. And he finds level 5 here in the vanilla 6 location.
Level 5 is one of those interesting ones to find. It's on the larger side of 1 through 6. There's going to be 1 staircase item and 1 floor item. Kind of tends to be ladder blocked a little bit, as you can see right there.
Absolutely. So we do find out level 5's Triforce is ladder blocked, so it is required for the seed. It's not for every seed, but always a handy thing to pick up if you come across it in your travels. And unfortunately, we do find that Willard will not be able to complete level 5 until he has found the ladder. Sees red land molas on Willard's side. He defeats one and then walks back in to despawn the other and finds the wand on the floor.
That's a huge pickup for Willard. That's going to increase his offense. Going to give him basically a white sword damage, but it's going to be a ranged item as well, so he'll be able to fire across the screen. Antler's grabbing the Triforce here in level 1. Let's see where Antler's goes next.
Yep, so very nice to have that wand, especially when you're getting hit by those bubbles, because they will take away your ability to use your sword for a little bit. So yeah, really fortunate pickup there for Willard, who is finding keys on the ground and they're not doing him any good.
Yeah, it always feels like once you get the any key, you just come across a ton of keys.
Yep, I think the game just knows. Oh, Willard takes a death there to, I think, a Zol. Just, you know, you are at the last heart. Sometimes even the most unassuming enemy can be the difference there. So we know that's the Triforce room. Now we do have one item still left in 5. Willard finds a transport staircase here.
Looks like Antler's gonna make that very early vanilla level 9 check.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting routing choice, but especially, you know, if you're even remotely in the area, this is not a place you want to have to come back to, or that you will come back to if you don't have to. So just knowing right off the bat what the level is that's up here, which we know now that it is level 4, can make a difference later for routing decisions.
Not a bad level to find. It's on the smaller end of the spectrum, so As long as the combat's not awful, it could be good form to find this early.
Yeah, lots of Patras in this seed. Sure, neither of the players is particularly happy about that.
He does have the wand though, so if he uses the wand in the wooden sword at the same time, that's going to do 3 points of damage, so he should end up going through the Patrites a little bit quicker now. The little orbital guys.
You know, I'll be honest with you, didn't know they were called Patrites. I'm just calling them the little dudes.
I don't think that's their official name, but that's what I've always called them.
I think we can make that their official name. So we see the map for level 4 on Antlers this side. There are at least a few different routing options here, so it really could be worse.
Staircase, unfortunately, is not pushed for Antlers.
So we'll be digging through the rest of this level. I don't think we haven't yet seen an item on Antlers' side in level 4. But we do find one on Willard's side in level 5, the Red Ring. Talking about combat advantages there with the wand and the Red Ring. That is going to be very good news for Willard. Also means you don't have to save up the money to potentially buy a blue ring.
Yeah, that's a huge find for him, so that's going to quadruple his defense. So stuff that was doing 2 points of damage is only going to do half a heart now. So with that wand and the Red Ring, he can just kind of shred through enemies and face tank quite a bit easily.
Yeah, definitely an advantage, but still, you know, our runners are tied for Triforce pieces, so we'll just have to keep an eye out for the rest of the luck that the seed presents.
Looks like Willard may be hitting the vanilla 9 now. He'll find level 4 and join Antlers in this mess.
Antlers picks up the white sword, another good item for both runners, and he stumbles upon the Triforce here in 4, but decides to keep going.
And that's on the path to the Triforce, so if Willard finds that, or well, when he finds it, I should say, he's going to get even richer as far as combat goes.
Yep, and it does save you another potential routing differentiation there, too, if you decide that you want to, at some point, go try for the magical sword. The white sword and wand combination really makes that.
And just as our other item in 4, probably not what Antlers wanted to see.
Yep, so we've identified both of the items here, and now it's a matter of locating that Triforce again on Antlers' side. I'm sure he's got that marked down where it is. Bypasses the compass there and heads over to the right side of the screen where we know the Triforce piece to be.
To answer your question in chat, they have Game 2 tomorrow.
So Antlers picks up the Triforce in level 4.
Yep, that's going to give him a 2-1 lead at the moment. Willard still may have a bit of an edge, though. He has the offense, he has the defense. So we'll see what happens. Willard just making quick work of Aquamentus, poor dragon.
Just doing his best.
Antler's gonna give us our first check at the white sword item here. Has 5 hearts, so he's not guaranteed to pick it up, but It is our bow, and he can get it on 5, so very nice find for Antlers.
Does pick it up at 5 hearts. Very good find. So I think we saw the white sword over here on the right side of the map, in that second column in from the right, if I'm not mistaken. And it's right there. Alright, so up at level 5's location, we find level 2, another 2 items in here, and I guess just a friendly Gleeok hanging out, doing his day job.
Interesting thing about this seed, though, so far is we found a lot of nice items. We found the red ring, we found the white sword, we found the wand. We haven't found some of the key items. We haven't found that recorder yet. We haven't found the raft. We have found the bow, which is nice, but we still don't have silver arrows either.
Yep, absolutely. So we will still be in a mad dash for those items. A few dungeons that are yet left unexplored, so not terrible news, but Willard comes down here and finds the heart container, the other item in level 4, and will now, having found both items, proceed to pick up the Triforce piece. Any of the other remaining dungeons really could contain the key items. We could also be looking at the coast item. Given that we know the latter is required anyway, it wouldn't be a bad place for the runners to check, just to have that knowledge. Quick Triforce pickup for Antlers in 2.
And Willard grabs his out of 4. Now that Triforce in level 2 was in a really rude spot if he didn't find that map. That one little bomb hole in the left bottom part of that map.
Most definitely. And Antlers finds this segment in 2, and it doesn't really have too much. But we'll decide to kill these keys here just to see if the item drops. It does not, and he backs out. We'll have to see. I guess Willard is also heading up toward the white sword item as Antlers picks up the raft on the floor in level 2.
We do have wizard robes, but the orange ones are squishy.
That they are. So Willard's about to get his bow. Antlers having the advantage right now of having the raft, which is required to get to the level 4 vanilla location.
While he's here, Willard most likely will go into vanilla 5, and judging that he's going down the staircase, that is where he's going to be heading.
Yep, if you're up in the area, it's about as good of a call as you can make.
So someone just serenaded us.
So Antlers finds the second item in level 2. It is a heart container. He's picked up the Triforce. He's also gotten the raft out of there and is about to scoot out of level 2.
Willard is now in level 2.
Yep, and definitely, exactly like you said, finding that map will be a huge advantage here. You know you have to explore some of the dungeon, but not knowing what you don't know is the tough part here. So Willard picks up that picks up the heart off the floor in 2.
Gonna be glad now he doesn't have to go up this Lost Hills area again. Then once he comes across that raft, it was right in the ground, but he hasn't picked it up yet.
So Antler's heading over to Vanilla 6 location as well. where he will find level 5.
Kind of just swapping spots of the map at the moment.
Exactly. We've pretty much seen the same ground covered from both of our runners. Really, the only item difference here being one that Willard is going to close up literally on this screen by picking up the raft, and also he has the red ring right now. Antlerz just found out that the Triforce in 5 is ladder blocked. So I'm guessing we're going to see a dash at the end of all of this. One of the last Triforce pieces that they'll probably pick up is the one in level 5, as Antlerz finds the wand on the floor.
Yeah, and with it being only 2 rooms in, it's going to be a very quick pickup. So it's going to be something they're going to mark down and go back when they have to. They got both items, so they don't have to come back here until the very end. So yeah, it's going to be one of the last things they do. But it's not going to cost them any time at all.
Yep, and there's Willard picking up the Triforce in 2. Both of our runners evenly matched, and on this screen, Antlerz is truly going to even it out here.
Yeah, we're basically dead set at the moment. It's just a matter of Willard having a candle. I don't think that Antlerz does quite yet.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That Willard does have that blue candle that he was able to purchase earlier.
And they're both going right to the raft location.
Yep, a wiser person than I am told me once that if you find an item, you should use it immediately in Randomizer, because that's just the kind of luck that it presents. So both runners find level 7 here at the level 4 location, and to the south are immediately ladder blocked.
Chad is correcting us. Willard Antlerz, does have his candle. He just picked it up. Lovely map. Both of them going to give up that heart container. Going to get the map in return. And the level like 7, that's a good thing though. You're going to have to dig a bit, so having that map is nice.
Yep, so absolutely, chat, bringing up a good point. Many mugger rooms in this seed so far too. Not exactly.
I believe that was our 3rd, so we shouldn't see any more. And they are both seeing the ladder block in 7 and leaving. Gonna be on to probably the vanilla level 2 and vanilla level 8 spots at this point.
Yep, Antlerz heading up to find the Armos item up here, which we know is just a heart container. But, if you just gave one up in the mugger room, not a bad find.
Yeah, you'll never say no to it. Antlerz is someone who's very, very skilled at low percent, so hearts don't really mean a lot to him. But he's not going to shake a tail at it.
So Willard takes the heart from the Take Any down by the coast, is about to find our first large secret here. At 54. So that large secret has the chance to roll between 50 and 150, and so we saw way down at the low end of what that's possible to be. So very unfortunate.
Yeah, that is a rather junky large secret. Granted, they have their red ring, so all that really does for them is give them arrow money. So it's not the worst thing in the world.
Unless we find a bait block.
Speaking about arrows, there's Willard's arrows.
So a good opportunity here on the overworld to farm for bombs once more with these gorillas and red dark nuts.
So I believe that means our level 9 is going to be up vanilla level 2 at the moment.
You might be correct. So we still have the level 7
we have Vanilla Lake too. That's right.
Yep, Recorder Lake. Both runners in the same room at the same time, so we're gonna see some pretty similar progress here. And both runners find the map too. It's a pretty linear level as far as these go.
And are we ladder blocked?
So I think that's 3 dungeons at this point. If we don't find another path around, and I'm not certain that we will.
Yeah, we can go up here, so we are not ladder blocked, thankfully, at least yet. We do have wizards, though, which are quite a pain.
Oh, the dreaded Rupee boss in level 3 guards the Triforce.
We'll see if our floor boss here is guarded by another rupee boss. And we have just some bombs.
Bomb pack. Not a bad find. So Willard's going to take down the same Wizrobe and like room, another magical breakfast. Antlerz progresses up past the Triforce, and we'll try to find the items here in 3.
Yeah, looks like they're both going to be buried in the northern part of the dungeon.
Yep, Antlerz has just done a little bit more exploration here. These blue Wizrobe rooms, just not friendly to anyone. Willard finds the Triforce there. Both runners, yeah, definitely needing to progress to the northern part of the dungeon to find what they need here.
Thankfully, they have the white sword and the red ring, so it's not going to be as bad as it could be. And there's a heart container for our floor item.
I think that's 3 rupee bosses here in this dungeon too. So Antlerz checks out this last top left room and
Willow doing a bit of a dance around these wizards. Gonna lock the room. So what happens is he killed one. So now he left it, and now they won't respawn when he goes back in. At least the ones he killed won't. Gonna take a bomb to the right here. We do have a possible push block room, and that's our item.
Alright, so what do we find here in level 3? We find, oh, the recorder.
And what an item it is.
Fantastic. So we are going to hear our tune for the night, and also we are now able to fast travel between dungeons where we've picked up the Triforce, in addition to being able to open up Recorder Lake and fight any dig doggers that we've run into along the way.
Question is, did Willard not see the Triforce? Or wait, what's he looking for? The floor item still?
So I think he did pick up that heart container. Oh, maybe not. His Antlerz picks up the recorder as well.
Yeah, our heart container's in this room here, so once he clears this out, he knows he doesn't need the rest of this dungeon. And with that fairy drop, he got a lot of HP back, so he should be okay here.
Yeah, it definitely gives you a little bit more confidence to do these with the red ring, but still, blue Wizrobes, if you're not looking and paying attention, they can absolutely take you. So there's the heart container. Willard and Antlerz grabbing the Triforce at about the same time. Willard just a few seconds behind Antlerz.
And Willard is going to give us a quick check on the coast item.
Could be a heart container, could be silvers. We'll have to see.
Could be a banana.
Could be a banana.
Something tells me they're not coming back to pick that up.
I mean, you never know.
So the game just gave us a recorder. I'm a little surprised they're not going to cash in and check out Vanilla 2 first, I suppose, since they're right here.
Yep, if you're up in the area, I say at this point, go to level 2, and Antlerz confirms it is level 6. So we'll see, again, 2 items in this dungeon as well. And that means that level 9 is at the Vanilla level 7 location in Recorder Lake.
Level 6 being another lovely funhouse. Wizrobe City.
Yep, both of the runners trading off paths at the same time, sort of going in opposite directions. Bombs, bombs, and more bombs. Not a bad find, but when you're already at max, it can be a little annoying if you're looking for items at the same time.
So they're, I don't want to say go mode because they're not quite yet, but with only needing the silvers and needing the ladder, I wouldn't be surprised if they just grab the Triforce here and run for the smaller dungeons, just considering how big level 6 can be. Antlerz sees the Triforce, so he's going to pass it for now.
Yep, so he is still going to dig for those items. Willard found a bomb hole on the right side, and then the Antlerz is about to pick up the map here. Good.
And that 6 actually isn't as big as some of them have been. That's on the small side for a level 6.
Yeah, both of these items, or sorry, both of these runners forced to take down these legs to open the shutter door, and unfortunately just get a key for their troubles.
Antlerz doing that nice little nifty trick of staring the half tile to combat the Wizrobes. So what he's doing, if you stand one vertical column to their left or right, if you stand one half tile to their right, the Wizrobes can't actually hit you. That goes for pretty much any projectile enemy. So it's a good way to deal with them if you need to.
Yep, we find another Patra here in level 6.
Willard, getting tired of trying to stab the Wizrobes, decides to just bomb them. And Antlerz finds the ladder. That's a huge find for Antlerz here in level 6. Made the right choice to go back in.
And then there's the red candle. They've already both purchased the blue candle, so not entirely necessary. Antlerz decides to opt out of picking that up.
That is the ladder for Willard. So as long as he gets one more item, he knows what he has to do here. And this is still going to be a very tight race.
Most definitely. So waits for these Wizrobes to pass and then goes for the block clip here to get into the staircase. And finds the red candle. So Antlerz picks up that Triforce in 6. Now, depending on your strategy, it's all it's nice to have that extra repeatable damage from the red candle, especially if you want to take out some of these persistent enemies like Keese. You could just throw a flame at. It always varies if people decide to take the time to go down and pick that up.
I'll tend to pick it up if it's early in the seed, of course. Early to mid-game, once you have the wand, it kind of diminishes its value a bit. And Antler's is heading up to a Recorder Lake, so he'll find out what is here.
Yeah, this is incredibly close at this point.
Well, we know Recorder Lake's level 9, so Antler's like, yeah, I don't need this at the moment. He thought about it, then he was like, nah. And he's going to do the World Wrap, he's going to see his banana. I don't think he's going to finish the World Wrap off, though. Looks like Willard's going back to level 3, where he'll find level 8 and deal around there some more.
Yeah, I don't think we saw any of the items in 8. Oh, except the book, sorry. But even given that, you know, it could be the silver. We'll have to see.
I mean, you gotta clear it eventually anyway. You have your bow, you have arrows, you have your flute, so there's not gonna be anything combat blocking you. It's not gonna be a wizard set, so combat shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, it makes a good sense for Will to take this out now.
Yeah,
He may not stay long, but you may as well do it.
Now, if the seed wants to be as challenging as I hope it is, there might be a Goma blocking here, blocking the silvers. So we've seen some of these matches come down to a matter of buying the wooden arrows ahead of time.
Yeah, Willard thankfully does have the wooden arrows. Antler's does not, though, so he's still stuck by the Goma. Willard can handle it.
Yep, Antlerz is absolutely a solid enough player, though, that you know, I can imagine the time difference here being pretty negligible, but we'll have to see what the seed throws at us here before making that call.
And apparently Antlerz does have wooden arrows too, so Gomas won't be stopping us.
Oh, I missed when he picked it up. So, speaking of that, Antlerz picks up the Triforce in 5 and just needs 2 more pieces to go.
Willard sees the book, and he is not picking that up. I don't blame him. Nice to have arrows before this level 8, considering that it does have Pool's voice. Arrows are going to take those down in one shot.
Very true. You can see some really rude combat rooms if you don't have arrows. If you run into enough Pool's voices, they will certainly take up your time. We find a reverse sea room, a potential push block. We may have seen this on Antler's side earlier. So we are still looking for 2 items in 7 and 2 more items in 8.
Antlerz was debating. He saw the Triforce. He's like, should I pick it up? Should I pick it up? And I'll keep looking. And he finds an Aquamentus again.
Yep, the divergence in this route right now could make the difference.
And there's a heart container for Willard, so we know 2 of the items here in level 8. But since it is silvers, they could be in level 9, so this could just be a moot gamble at this point.
So here's a Patra and a ladder block that I think we may have run into earlier, and which definitely we couldn't take down without the ladder. So we'll have to see. Nope, just a key.
And Willard just absolutely shredded that Patra with the wand and the white sword.
Yep, 4 points of damage plus the red ring. You're feeling pretty good about it at that point, I think. Takes down those Lambos and doesn't find anything on the floor there. There's the map. Woo! For level 8.
So one thing to note, since we do have levels 7 and 8, it's kind of side by side here. If you look at their 2 maps, you can see exactly where level 7 fits into level 8.
Yep, so if you see one of those first, you can kind of get an idea of what is in store for you for the other level too.
Yep, both levels share the same 8x8 grid. Correct. Levels 7 and 8 will all share the same 8x8 grid, as will levels 1 through 6. They'll all share the same 8x8 grid. So you can kind of tell, 8x16 grid for level 1 through 6. So you can kind of fit all those levels together into like a puzzle piece.
There's a lot of exploration going on in both of these dungeons, and both runners just sort of waiting for it to pay off, I think.
Both of them kind of spending quite a bit of time in the other dungeon. And Willard goes for the Triforce and gets roped.
And Antlerz finds the silver arrows on the floor in 7, so it turns out that was the play.
Very nice nose by Antlerz to sniff those out. Gonna just go a couple rooms and pick up his Triforce.
Yep. And that's, you know, when we're talking about the false sense of security there with the red ring, that's exactly the kind of thing you have to be worried about, because you can take damage.
And just a banana in 8, so Willard knows his answer's not here. Unfortunately, Antlerz is now in go mode, so Willard's got to step on the gas a bit.
So it looks like, yeah, the segmentation in 8 prevents Willard and Antlerz both from making it to that left side of the map where they know the Triforce.
Yeah, so it's making you go up towards that like little upper hook, walk around it, and go back down towards the bottom. So it's kind of forcing you to go in that little roundabout path almost.
Yep, and I don't like to call these until it's over, so anything could happen in level 9. We've seen the entire race for many matches come down to, you know, situations in 9, who finds Ganon first, who finds Zelda first. So it's not over till it's over, but here's that room again with the Triforce. We grab the Triforces at the same time on both sides, and Antlerz at this stage is now ready to go to level 9, again at the level 7 location.
So with Antlerz going to level 9 through each, we'll be looking for a couple of things. We'll be looking for a single shutter that does not open. If he finds that, he'll know that's where Zelda is. On that path to find that single shutter door, he'll be looking for, or listening for, the sound of Ganon. You'll be able to hear Ganon in one room adjacent to where you are. So when you hear that roar, you kind of know where he is. Whether you can get to him is a different story or not, though.
Absolutely. And since we're in the shapes bracket at this point, or the shapes flag set, we are looking also for a dark room. You'll have about a second to, you know, the point at which that is Ganon's room, but it's the only room in shapes that turns dark when you enter it.
Willard sees the Triforce in 7. Gonna pass it up. We'll see if he can dig out the silvers. He's gonna kill Aquamentus, poor dragon, once again.
Yep, we know the silvers is a floor item, so you know, we got a few rooms before he'll probably be able to find it. Now, quick note, we did just hear a roar, but it was coming from the Aquamentus. So what you have to do in that case is you should re-enter the room in a lot of cases, because if you hear that roar, it could be masking the roar of Ganon as well.
Now, I didn't see exactly where the silvers were in here, level 7. We do know that the floor dropped though.
Yeah, I think they were in the bottom portion of this level 7, but I may be mistaken. The bottom portion of the bigger piece on the right side, that is. And chat confirms in the bottom right corner of the top segment.
Looks like Willard is heading over that direction though, so he could still be in this if Antlerz can't find the correct path. Willard taking on the Dongo. Antlerz is going through levels 9, looking for Ganon. Find some Wizard.
Yep, I'm sure they are all over level 9. Willard picks up a clock in the Wallmaster room, unfortunately, which will stop him from spawning.
Unfortunately, Willard is taking the staircase. That's going to lead him away from the silvers for now.
Yep, heading over to that bottom segment on the left. I don't want to call it too early, but did we just hear a roar on Antler's side? Or maybe that was a door.
I didn't hear it, but if you say you do, I don't doubt you.
It's probably safer to doubt me at this point. I think I'm just hearing doors, thinking they're beasts.
Antlerz finds a power bracelet in level 7. He is gonna pick it up. Oh, that's an easy one tonight. Chat, I'll let you guys guess that tune, but it's an easy one tonight. That is a roar.
That is most definitely a roar. So, in pretty good shape, Antlerz has 3 directions to go and picks the right one right off the bat.
Still has to find Zelda though, so we'll see how good she's hiding.
Ooh, Ganon in this double river room, not particularly friendly. So with the white sword, you only need 8 hits on Ganon, and Antlerz is definitely going to get that and takes down the beast. Now has to locate Zelda. So at this juncture, since we've defeated Ganon, what we're looking for on Antler's side is a single shutter door that does open even if you haven't killed all the enemies in the room. So in addition to that, Antlerz could become fortunate and find the compass along the way, but at this point he's just looking for that route to Zelda.
We can bomb south. No shutter door here. That is a shutter door that opened right away. Antlerz is going through it. He's gonna find Zelda. And he's gonna take first place with a 53-51 as Willard finishes up in level 7.
GG to Antlerz for being the first of our runners to finish. Takes the first game for the best 2 out of 3 match.
We'll see if Antlerz wants to come and have a quick chat with us. Willard put on a really good show. It's extremely close. It just made that one difference of Antlerz going to 8 and Willard going to 7, and that's all it took.
Absolutely, definitely the difference. Just one dungeon there, and unfortunately Willard ducked out before finding the silver arrows. In 7 was, I think, 1 room away, and then took that transport staircase to the bottom left-hand side.
Iron Bear 53, game 2 will be tomorrow night.
Yeah, Yep, tomorrow night, I believe, at the same time, which is 7:30 Eastern. So if y'all are around tonight and you liked what you saw, definitely remember to stick around and check it out tomorrow. We've got a ton of races going on tonight, several of them at 10 o'clock p.m. on the Speed Gaming and Randomania family of channels. So please be sure to stick around and make sure you give our runners a follow, Antlerz44 and WillardJBradley. They do practice a whole bunch, and I'm sure it's very meaningful for them if you go and give their channels a follow.
And a special shout out to our tracker behind the scenes today, Furious K. Thank you for helping us out as always. And my co-commentator was Threech. Threech, it was a pleasure working with you tonight.
And you as well, Dark Falls. Yeah, definitely Furious K for jumping in there and helping us out tonight. Just absolutely wonderful. This whole team is fantastic to work with. Make sure you give all of these guys a follow as well.
And once again, we have the Bubble Bubble theme song as we go into level 9 for WillardJBradley. Unfortunately, though, we know he needs to go to level 7.
Yep, those silvers, this is a really tricky gamble. In these seeds, you're never quite sure, are you going to need to explore 9? And that's the last thing you want to do because of the number of staircases that are available in 9. It's just extra exploration.
And it sounds like we do have Antlerz44. This GG, my friend. Well played. Great race.
Hey, thanks.
So Antlerz, I think the most disappointing thing about this is that Danny DeVito didn't come out of the wall and join us for co-commentary.
Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to turn the notifications off.
No, it was a great little Easter egg. I think we all enjoyed it. So GG on that first race, really well done. It turned out to be pretty much the difference between you two was jumping between you went to level 7 and Willard went to level 8 to look for those silver.
Yeah, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, I think, getting trapped in that room with the Patra early on when I was trying to dig level 8, because I was committed to at least find one more item in there if I could, and then I got shuttered in with that Patra with no health and wood sword and no beams to do it with, so I was like, I'll come back later, and it ended up, I think, probably saving me quite a bit of time.
Yeah, as Threech said, you guys were basically neck and neck almost down to the moment. You guys finished up, I think it was level 6 at the same time. He went to 8, you went to 7, you found the silvers. He full dug 8, and now he went to 7, dug a bit for a bit. Didn't find them on the floor, but now he is looking through 9 for him.
Yeah, that's rough. He didn't find the silvers in 7.
He went into the staircase in the room above it and didn't go into that last room.
Oh no. Did he have the map?
Yes, he did have the map, but just took that staircase to the segment and then it was one room over, and that's where he missed the silver. So he took the gamble to head into 9, which is where he is right now. He will not find the silver arrows.
Yeah, that's really rough. I'm sure, I never found the map for that level 8, but I'm sure it was quite the monstrosity based on what I've seen.
It was very stretched. It was, yeah. I mean, it was the opposite of level 7. You know how those are formed. Yeah, it was elongated and weird.
Yeah.
So we've got your second race of the potential 3 series going on tomorrow night. I believe the same time at 7:30 Eastern. What are your plans for preparation for that?
I don't know that I really have any plans. I think I'm gonna just not really change up my strategy at all, and hope it works out for me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but yeah, this seed was it definitely paid off if you went to the northern dungeons first. Level 4 had that white sword, and then level 2 up in level 5 spot had the I think of the red ring, if I'm not mistaken. and the bow was at the White Sword item. So the entire northern part of Hyrule really paid off big time for me. After I kind of got off to a slow start, and then I made a little routing mistake, forgetting to check the coast item, but I realized it when I was on my way back to level 5. I'm like, ah, crap. So I ended up doubling back to that, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with how I played.
We were going to ask if you mismarked in level 1. I think that was one of the things I had marked down. Did you miss an item in 1 by chance?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I think I found a heart container in 1, and I forgot that I found it. If it wasn't that, I don't know what it was, but it was either that or I forgot to clear out a room, so...
No, you got the heart container. It was the second room in. So, yeah, okay, so that makes sense then.
Yeah, and that was another thing that cost me a little time there, was getting killed twice by those blue land molas.
Yeah, they are definitely not friendly, and they take no prisoners.
Yeah, and he got shuttered into that room, too, so there was really nothing you could do to avoid him but pray that they didn't come over to the side that you were on. You can kind of cheese them a little bit. They like to stay in the middle of those pointless moat rooms whenever you stand like close to the door on the side. So that's a way that you can kind of cheese them a little bit, but that's only if you have ranged weapon to take him out. So that's why I went into the Triforce room to try and get a heart, and then went back to that room. But unfortunately, it was just the map.
Yeah, so one unfortunate note, Willard knows where Ganon is, he knows where Zelda is now, but he just hasn't gotten back to 70 the silvers.
Yeah, that's rough. Because those silvers were pretty free in 7 if you went in the room. I don't think they were blocked by anything that difficult to...
Yeah, definitely a floor drop, but that's the perfect example of showing, it can come down to one routing decision.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it was a pretty good race until that, obviously.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. It was a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, you guys were basically neck and neck the entire time. And it just came down. You went to 7, he went to 8, and that's really the only difference.
Yeah, I was really happy to find those silvers in 7 because I did not want any part of, well, digging the rest of 8 or 9, and I also didn't want to have to make that decision. Because when I try and guess whether it's going to be like a floor drop in 8 or whether it's going to be a 9, I almost always pick wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you have so many potential chances at that point. It is hard to get it right on the first try. Definitely, you showed tonight that you're in a good spot to progress here into the second game. So I think we've got a really good matchup lined up for us tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun, the remainder of the series, however, whether it's 1 or 2 games. Willard's in a very short time gotten really good at this game, so he could absolutely take a game or 2 off of me. This series not over by it.
I mean, there was some decent combat in this seed. Wizards were a little bit on the prevalent side. So Willard's put out a heck of a show, considering he's only been serious about Zelda 1 for only a couple months now. But over the last few weeks, he's turned his game on quite a bit. It's been impressive to watch.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet that I probably had the red ring quite a bit earlier than he did, unless he went to level 2 earlier.
Red ring was in 5, but he actually had it first.
Oh, it was in 5? Okay.
Yeah, he had the red ring and the wand quite a bit before you, actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't remember where... Oh, wait, yeah, I remember where 5 was now. Okay.
All right. Well, we will focus on Willard for a bit. Antlerz GG, my friend. Great race. You're welcome to stay and join us. But we are going to let Willard finish this out and see what he's up to as he goes through this level 9.
Definitely, I'll stick around and watch Willard.
Willard unfortunately getting eaten by a leg click, having trouble getting to the southern left portion of the map. Could find the path here though.
Yeah, so he definitely has found Ganon at this point. It was in that tea room with the leg clicks, with the shutter door up, or sorry, with the door up to the top. And
Yeah, he
knows how to
has
get there.
he has Ganon and he has Zelda, so just a matter of this. Ow. Just a matter of Ganon and Zelda at this point. Sorry, just a matter of silvers at this point.
Yep, so Willard up in A's and heads back to the beginning of the dungeon. So we had a question in chat about the schedule for the upcoming races. Thanks for throwing that command in chat. You can check out the bracket as it stands and the schedule as well. And if you want to jump into the Zelda 1 Randomizer Discord, if you're interested in playing the Randomizer or learning more about it, anything like that, it's a really open and great community. So we encourage everyone to, take a chance on it and play the game, even if you don't have that much exposure to the vanilla Legend of Zelda game. Still a great time.
We do have a few more matches coming up. 9 p.m. we have Mason Toaster versus Nochibato in their Game 2. That will be on one of the Speed Gaming family networks here. At 10 o'clock we'll have Captain Green 7 versus True and Gamer in their Game 2. That will be on Speed Gaming 2. That will be at 10. Also at 10 we'll have Dig Shake versus King Doll in their Game 2. That will be over on Randomania. And then also at 10 we'll have Shady versus Slidic in their Game 1. That'll be over on Randomania 2. So we still got another 4 matches coming up tonight. So pick one you want to watch and join us for the watch.
So it looks like Willard is building up the bomb count there by taking out some aggressions on the old man. Runs into a blue Wizrobe room and decides maybe that's not the route to take.
We're doing the up and A, going back to the start of level 9. Old man thinks Scan's a gremlin.
So we'll have to see how much of 9 Willard has cleared at this point. I imagine it's quite a bit. Been digging around in the level for a while, and I'm sure is close to having identified most of the staircases.
Unfortunately, if you look at his items, though, he has 0 bombs, so that could be a little bit troublesome. If he's still looking around, he has to find a bomb dropper at this point.
Yep, and I don't think we've seen too much of that in level 9, unfortunately. The combat has not been bomb-oriented.
So, 3, what's your take on the items here in level 9? What do you think we're going to find?
Heart
we
containers.
Actually, yeah, I think it's got to be 2 hearts at this point.
I think that's basically it. Yeah, we've got some heart containers that are awaiting us, and I think that you know, if and when Willard finds those, that might be the end. But still, you know, still could decide to go out and dig one of the overworld dungeons for the silvers.
Well, this could be one of them here. And it is, and there is heart 1 of 2. Willard sees it and he's like, nah. Probably something we can't say on speed gaming at the moment.
So we're really just looking for one more staircase item here.
And we have another staircase here, and just a transport.
Yep, I think there are 6 sets of staircases in vanilla level 9, if I'm not mistaken. So if this, unless this is segmented, we could have an extra pair.
Yeah, 6 sets of staircases, and then 2 item staircases, so 14 total. Finds a bomb hole to the south, gonna go take it down, and we'll see if we can go down again. We can.
Yep, and I don't think we saw too much at the southwest corner. It was a pretty quick 9 for Antlers, so we'll go through and see what we can find. And he's solid on arrows at this point. He's got 170 rupees. But arrows, I think, are the least of his concerns at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting. With a wizard dungeon, there haven't been a lot of orange wizards, so bombs have been interesting. We do have blue moblins also. Well, we have another potential push block here, and it is not.
Nope, no wall masters in there.
Using the potion so he doesn't have to die to the wizard's gonna take him out. Probably a good play since you can't take it with you anyway, you might as well use it. That fur did not want to be grabbed.
Not at all. And looks like, yeah, nothing came out of that room.
Well, we have another potential item room here. And with that offset color tone on the blocks, I think this might be it.
Lucky heart grab there.
The block pushes. We'll see if this is our next heart. And then just
Another
transport.
transport. No bomb hole there to the north or south, and Willard just trying to take down these enemies. There's Zelda. We knew that on the map.
Alright, so we are going to have to wrap up here because we do have a race at 9 o'clock. We're gonna wish Willard luck in finishing off. If you guys want to stay tuned and watch the next race, it will be starting here momentarily. It will be between Amazing Toaster and Nochibato. So we will leave you with the tones of August 40th and Homer J Smash. I was Darkfalls, with me today was Threech. Please give both Antlers and Willard a follow for a heck of a race. And until then, stay tuned. We'll see you guys momentarily for the next race.
You all have a good night.